Hello everyone, welcome to my tutorial on how to show teachers how to use Khan Academy. We're at khanacademy.org. This will be the page that pops up. Go ahead and click the login feature. What's nice about this is you can remember your username or password, or you can just go ahead and click on the Google. And since we have Google accounts through Hempfield SD, you could use that. I'm going to show you through my personal one because my Hempfield SD, I'll show you that one in a second. I'll log out, log back in. I have been playing with that one a little bit, and I have some students in student progress, but I want you to be able to understand how to use it. Sometimes you get this little screen that I'm okay with this. Usually I click I remember this for the next 30 days so it doesn't keep popping up that little warning that they can have a connection to Google. This is this first little screen you'll see. You'll see the dashboard, manage students, student progress. I don't have any students added to this one yet. So typically you're going to create your class first. There's your create your class button. Fairly simple, fairly easy. Let's call this math because that's what we're going to use Khan Academy for. It's creating my class. And now I'm going to go ahead and click on the skill that I want. I'm a 5th grade teacher, so I want to use that one. Then if you do have students over 13 and they have email, you want to use this invite students this way. However, since we don't have district generated emails for students, it's just as simple to create it on your own and type in students' names from here. So having said that, your preferred username, typically we go with the first initial last name. I'll use my daughter and the year they graduate. And I was lucky enough that the username came up. Sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. Sometimes it might be a little bit different than their Sapphire or their Study Island generated username. Next, you create a password for them. Again, our Sapphire and our Study Island passwords aren't always the strongest, so hopefully you get one. You might need to add some digits to the end for it to be a strong enough password, which it is in this case. You can go ahead and print these out. You can add more students as necessary. Once you're done, you can print it out so you have a whole list of who your students are, their unique usernames and passwords. So if I go ahead and click back to the dashboard, I have my one student in there, Claire Decker. 2032 as she graduate. From there, I can go ahead and add more students if necessary. We just showed you that. You can try the student experience out. Just go ahead and try and use the Khan Academy. See what it's like. See the functionalities of it. See the quirks. I really like this feature. Simple ways to use Khan Academy with your students. If you don't get a chance to do anything else, go ahead and really read this one. This gives a lot of great options on how to use differentiation in the classroom. They have a free math tutor. These missions, they really like this. Students are into these missions and these individualized math practices. The video tutorials really help them out. Great for remediation for students who are at grade level, for students who are above grade level. Since it's individualized, self-directed personal learning, these students can really take off and keep going at their progress and at their pace rather than waiting on the teacher or the curriculum. This is a really neat page if you get a chance to go ahead and click onto it. It's a great thing to see student experience and hear from the stories. But if I go ahead and go back to Khan Academy, you're going to see it takes me back to this page. Once you have your students logged in, you'll be ready to go ahead and get started. Now I'll show you a little bit of these features after I log out of this one. That was my test practice one. And I'll go ahead and log in using my Hempfield one where I have a few test students in it. I've been playing with it just to see what the progress looks like. Again, I like that Google feature. I have all my username and password set up. I've gone through all the beginning steps, so this is my home page. You think, boy, that looks a lot different. These are some of the courses I've been trying out. I highly recommend this blended learning one. But if you go ahead and click on over here under your name, your students, you'll go back to the page you recognize a little bit more. The dashboard, the manage students, student progress, skill progress. Here's a list of all my students. Here's a list of another test class I was trying out. You can go ahead and click student progress here or here. Same thing with skill progress, and manage a class to add or remove students. Again, manage students is going to take you to a list here to add or remove. Student progress is a really neat feature. You're going to see it through a graph, how students are progressing. You're going to see their energy points down here. The skill progress gives you a little bit more of a breakdown to specifically what students may or may not need and where they're struggling. Grid feature, similar, just in a different format. The activity, for some odd reason, I haven't had students be able to pop up on the time spent on here. And I know I've spent some time as these practice students, but hopefully that would show up a little bit more. And then real time, how many class points we've earned overall. Nice little feature. Students like to see their progress and how many points they've earned. So that's a little bit of a quick rundown, just the basics of how Khan Academy works and when you first log in and the first steps to it. I hope you enjoyed my tutorial.